let yourself be called a rabbi, because you have one rabbi, and you are each other's brother. And do not call anyone on earth father, because you have one Father, and he is in heaven. Nor are you to lie to let yourself be called leaders, because you have one leader, and he is the Messiah. Do not let yourself be called rabbi. Do not let yourself be called leader. Do not let yourself be called bishop. Do not let yourself be called pastor. Did you hear that? Did you even know that that was written all your life? Every time you see that dude, people don't even call him by his name, they call him by his title. Did you even know that that was written? He probably didn't even teach it to you, did he? Let's read it again. But you are not to let yourself be called rabbi, because you have one rabbi, and you are each other's brother. And you do not call anyone on earth father, because you have one Father, and he is in heaven. Nor are you to let yourself be called leaders, because you have one leader, and he is the Messiah. The greatest amongst you must be your servant. For whoever promotes himself will be humbled, and whoever humbles himself will be promoted. But woe to you, you hypocritical, Torah teachers, and Pharisees, for you are shutting the kingdom of heaven in people's faces, neither entering in yourself, nor allowing those who want to enter in to do so. Listen to that. The hypocritical Torah teachers and Pharisees, the hypocritical church leaders, what are they doing? They are shutting the kingdom of heaven in your face, and they're not even entering in themselves. And the people who want to get in, they are not allowing them to do so. Paul, think on that. I bet you've seen it before with your own eyes, haven't you? Verse 15, chapter 23. Woe to you, you hypocritical Torah teachers and Pharisees. You go about over land and sea to make disciples, and when you do succeed, you make them twice as evil as they was before. You go about over land and sea to make disciples, to build up your church. You travel all around the state, all around this city, all around the country, all around the world, to build up your church, to make yourself more disciples. And when you do succeed, you make them twice as evil as they was before. And when you do succeed, you make them twice as fit for hell as they was before. This is Jesus talking. I'm just a reader. Woe to you, you blind guides. You say, if someone swears by the temple, he is not bound by his oath. Listen to this. But if he swears by the gold, then he's bound. You ever heard of that? You've seen it with your own eyes, right? You heard that with your own ears. Woe to you, blind guides. If you say, if someone swears by the temple, he is not bound by his oath. But if he swears by the gold in the temple, he is bound. And you say, if someone swears by the altar, he is not bound by his oath. But if he swears by the offering on the altar, he is bound. If you swear by that money, then you're bound. If you swear by the money, you're bound. Come on, make a pledge. Let's build a church wing over here. Let's do this. Let's build another building. Bound yourself. How much would you pledge for this year? Y'all know. Y'all seen it with your own eyes. I'm just a reader. Verse 18, chapter 23, Matthew, Jesus Christ talking. And you say, if someone swears by the altar, he is not bound by his oath. But if he swears by the offering on the altar, he is bound. Blind men, which is more important, the sacrifice or the altar, which makes the sacrifice holy? So someone who swears by the altar swears by it and everything on it. And someone who swears by the temple swears by it and the one who lives in it. And someone who swears by the heavens swears by Elohim's throne and the one who sits on it. Verse 23, chapter 23. Please hear this one. Please hear this. I know you're going to hear this because I know you sing this. I know you sing this almost every time you walk in some of them buildings, right? Woe to you, you hypocritical Torah teachers and Pharisees and church leaders. You pay your tithes of mint and dill and cumin, but you have neglected the weightier matters. Wow. Verse 23, chapter 23, Matthew, Jesus Christ talking. Yeshua talking. Woe to you, you hypocritical Torah teachers and Pharisees. You pay your tithes of mint and dill and cumin, but you have neglected the weightier matters. You neglected the weightier matters, making sure the tithe get paid, but then neglecting the stuff that really matters, which is what? Justice, mercy, trust. These are the things you should have attended to without neglecting the others. You blind guys, straining out the gnat, meanwhile swallowing up the camel. Woe to you, you hypocritical Torah teachers and Pharisees and church leaders. You clean the outside of the cup and the dish, but inside they are full of robbery and self-indulgence. Blind Pharisees, blind church leaders, first clean the inside of the cup so that the outside may be clean too. Woe to you, you hypocritical Torah teachers and Pharisees. You look like whitewashed tombs, which look fine on the outside, but on the inside are full of dead man's bones and all kinds of rottenness. Yep, woe to you. You look fine on the outside, got your suit on, got your shiny gaiters on, your woman got this big old hat on, looking real good. But what did Yeshua, what did the Messiah say? Woe to you, you hypocritical Torah teachers and Pharisees. You look like whitewashed tombs, which look fine on the outside, but inside are full of dead people bones and all kinds of rottenness. Likewise, you appear to the people from the outside to be good and to be honest, but inwardly you are full of hypocrisy and you are far from the teachings. Woe to you, you hypocritical Torah teachers and Pharisees. You build tombs for the prophets and decorate the graves. And you say, had we lived in the time of our forefathers, we would have never taken part in killing the prophets. In this you testify against yourselves that you are worthy descendants of those who murdered the prophets. Go ahead then, finish what you started. Finish what your father started, killing the prophets. You snakes, you sons of snakes. How can you escape being condemned to hell? Therefore, I am sending you prophets. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, hallelujah. Therefore, I am sending you prophets and saviors and Torah teachers. Some of them you will kill. Indeed, you will have them executed on stakes as criminals. Some of them you will flog in your synagogues and pursue them from town to town and so on. And you will fall the guilt of all the innocent blood that have ever been shed on earth. From the innocent blood of Habel to Zechariah, who you murdered between the temple and the altar. Yes, I tell you, that all this will fall on this generation. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, you kill the prophets. You stone those who are sent to you. How often I wanted to gather your children, just as a hen gathers her chicken under her wings, but you refuse. Look, Elohim, God is abandoning your house to you, leaving it desolate. Can't y'all see? Yeah. Can't y'all see that he is abandoning their house to them, leaving it desolate? Y'all see it with your own eyes. You walk in there, don't it feel dry? Don't it feel desolate? For I tell you, from now on you will not see me again until you say, blessed is he who comes in the name of Yahweh Elohim. Hallelujah. Please read this for yourself. I am just a reader. Matthew chapter 23 from our Messiah. This is Yeshua HaMashiach speaking himself. This is Jesus the Christ speaking himself, telling you these truths, paying attention to the time and neglecting the teaching, making sure to really good on the outside, but the inside is full of robbery and self-indulgence. And he will, because of this, leave your house to you, which will be desolate. And as we continue in these last days, that is what you will see. You false teachers, you false leaders, you church leaders who are blind guides, your houses will be continued to become desolate by those of us who have ears. We will hear and we will obey our shepherd because we are sheep. Yes, shalom. That is the Messiah's message to church leadership. That is the Messiah's message to church leadership. There's much more the Messiah has said to the whole body. Go to YouTube, type in Yah Son Frazier, Y-A-H-S-O-N Frazier, Yah Son Frazier at YouTube. Those who have ears, hear. Shalom.
Has your church ever thought of broadcasting your sermons on Joy 1340? It's more affordable than you might think. Joy 1340.
Those who have ears, hear.